Hello, guys. Good morning today. And I want to welcome you to our weekly focus analysis. And there's so many things that we're going to talk about today, but I'll try my best to make the video short. And we'll look at some few things that will help us in the coming week. Now, few pairs I'm looking at GU, Euro USD, just to do the analysis and give you an idea of what the market is doing. But while we are on that, I would like us to look at some other pairs as well. So I've highlighted some pairs up here that we're going to look at in addition to this one. So I will call these my focus on these pairs based on what I see that the last previous week has done, which is week 14. So we'll look at the behavior of week 14 to make our decision for the coming week. So that's why I want to look at these pairs for now. Let's start with GU. So this is week 15 that we're about to do the analysis on. And if you're new to our channel, I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification after subscribing so that you will be notified as soon as every video for the week is dropped, so that you know the direction for a pair that you're going to be trading, especially if you trade GBP USD and Euro USD. Now, that's not the only pair we look at, because we are gradually moving into the swing trade strategy where we hold on to trade more than a day. In other words, we are trying to cut down the noise that we experience on a lower time frame to help us increase our profitability over the long term. So in a month, we can actually estimate how profitable, or know how profitable we have been, if we only cut down the noises that is happening in the lower time frame. So to doing that, we will be moving full time into swing trade strategy. Of course, my strategies that I teach has a swing trade pattern, swing trading pattern, so we can always switch to the swing trade module of the strategy. So which obviously I'll will be focusing on henceforth. So if I'm doing an analysis, I'll be looking at the higher time frame, which holds more grounds, more potentials of being momentum, being the right momentum, being the right trend based on the higher time frame. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So ensure you sit back and enjoy the process. Now, let's look at the GU. This is GU for now. We're looking at GU. Last week wasn't very good. We see that there was a struggle within buyers and sellers, which eventually the buyers won. The buyers won because the pressure was much. If you look at the previous week, like the last 3 weeks, if you notice, this week was this was week March 4. We have March 11 here that week, and then we have today's okay, week 14, 13, 12, and 11. This was week 11. And if you notice, that was a bearish candle, strong bearish candle, but not that it was bearish enough that means it wasn't bullish enough, bearish enough to cover up. It wasn't a engulfing bearish candle. So there was still more potentials for price to go down. Why? Because this was a swing trade. This was a movement that broke structure here. So it gave us a break of structure over here. Like you can see, this break of structure. How do I know? Because you can see that price rally up. Let me show you. Price rally up from here and then stop, punch back, and then push higher. So it broke structure. So this is telling us that price were intending to go higher more. Now, what they just did is this. As you can notice, that price came all the way down here. This was the low. Price came all the way down here, and then before rejecting. So the question is, why would they do that? So if you put your fib from here, from this low to the high, you will notice that price rejected all the way to 78. It came to 78 of the fee before rejecting, actually tap into 88 before rejecting upward. This is the weekly. So for that reason, it took some time for the buyers to come in. Even though they announced themselves, they have to lose 2 weeks to the sellers before they eventually started getting momentum. So this is the picture we're looking at right now. To be able to trade the week 15 that is coming up starting tonight. So let's look at the daily time frame. If you check the daily time frame, we are having conjunction here. On the weekly, we're bullish. On the daily, we're bearish. So this is a concern, because as a trader, you want to go with the direction of the trend. So if the daily is bearish, then we should be conscious of what the market try to do. So what do I mean that the daily is bearish? As you can see, that the market created a swing high, all right, and then drop to break this low that pushed higher. So this is where we have the change of character. Change of character means that the market has shifted from bullish, a trend that is going up, to now a downtrend. So we can see that the market have shifted. So with this consolidation, it dropped even lower, and now is rallying back up. So the question is, what is the plan? The plan here is we want the market to give us another structure, a break above this high. If it break above this high, then it will change from this structure to another. In other words, it will have to shift structures to a buy structure. Until this buy is confirmed, we will not be looking at more trends on the see. We want the daily to confirm the weekly. The weekly is bullish. As you can see, we have a breakup structure there, and price is rallying up. As you can see, the weekly is bullish, but the daily is not. So the daily is still struggling to be bullish. So we need to see a push. So how do we not trade this? First of all, if you go to the 4-hour, you will see that the 4-hour is bullish. Now, the 4-hour is bullish, the daily is bearish. I want you to mark what I'm saying. The 4-hour is bullish, the daily is bearish. So what is going on here? As you can see, we have a trend on the 4-hour. Let's assume you're going to be trading from the 4-hour time frame. So we have the previous week high. This is the previous week high, because this high here is the last week. That means if you go to the weekly candle, you will see it there. That's the week high. Okay, previous week high. So we have the week low. So let's go back to, because we're looking at price going up, we have a breakup structure that created on the weekly, that created a high. So price need to go up. So I'm looking at this week that we will target the high. This coming week 16. Week 15 that the market is opening up. So you can see on the 4-hour, there's a breakup structure. So the daily will gradually correspond to the weekly, because the only difference right now is the daily. But if you look at the behavior of the daily candle, you can see that the bullish market is rising. So it just needs a twist, a little push from the market. The buyers need to go up higher and take up break some structures in the 4-hour time frame, and then the daily will correspond with it. So now we can see that the 4-hour is bullish on GU. The 4-hour is bullish. We can see there was a strong downtrend and now a breakout change of character on the 4-hour. Why? Because we have this push up that break the previous low. This was a previous low and the market push higher. We have equilibrium here. Market created equilibrium and then rise up and then created a breakup, a change of character, which is also a breakup structure if you understand market structure very properly. So now we have this swing. So what we can see, if we put our fib here and we drag it to the top, you have price reacting to 61 very perfectly. So if you have looked into this in the previous week, you would have been on this trade now and expecting price to continue up to the 20 minus 27, or even up here or breaking this high. But what I anticipate that price will eventually come to the high of the week this week. If not this week, the end of next week. But we have the whole week ahead of us. So the question is, how do you not trade this pair? What we want to see is a breakup structure. This but the buy has already begun. Two things you can do. Two things. The first thing is, if I'm going to be buying GU, although it is bearish on the daily, but on the 4-hour is beginning to shift momentum. So for that reason, it corresponds with the weekly behavior. The weekly behavior is bullish. We already know that. Breakup structure, price rallying up. So now we can see that a change of character appear here. So price are going to go up. So what we need to understand is, would price go higher than that? Will price break that high? Yes, we can already see price is going up. It could break this high. That's number one. So we want price to break this high. Okay, that's number one. And then it will give us a new breakup structure on the 4-hour. Until you see this happen, do not trade. So that's number one. Number two, you can decide to get into the trade if you notice that price pull back again into 61, and then you can join the buy. So this is what I'm looking for. Possibly if the next candle open up and then there's a drop to 61, I will get in. So I'll look at price dropping into 61 and I'll be able to buy from there if it comes down to that level, because we can see that there is a break above 61. So a break above, so for those of you that understand my ICI strategy, you can remember my student will know that ICI strategy. You can see that price will pull back. We're anticipating the price pullback. So this will be your first trade that will agree with the weekly time frame. So this is what I'm looking to take a long from on GU. I hope you understand. So I'm targeting that minus 61 as my TP, and I'll put my stop loss right a little bit lower than 88. So that will give me 1 to 4 risk to reward. Now, it may not play out easily for the 1 day or 2 day. It may get to 3 days. It may get to hold the whole week before it get to that TP, but that would be my trade. So this is what I'm looking at to trade on GU. Now, remember, I just told you that I am not going to look at the lower time frame to get into that trade at all, because price is too noisy at the lower time frame. So these are the things I'm going to be helping you to see in my analysis. So here's what I'm looking for. Price come back in here, reject at that 62. I'm going to look at entering that price. Immediately I see price coming down there. Remember, it takes 4 hours for each candle to print. So you need to understand that it will take time. So you will have a lot of time to wait for that price to come back there. And if it does, I'm going to buy. So this is what I'm expecting. Now, if it doesn't come back and it keep pushing up, I will wait for a break of structure. That's number two. I will wait for a break of structure. If it pulls up, it will break structure, and then I will look for a pullback again before I will get into the buy. So that will be my second trade if it does that. But if it still play out like this, I will still continue trading the opportunity here. So this is what I'm looking for on GU. Okay, now let's look at Euro USD. Now on the Euro USD, we'll go to the weekly just to show you something. On the weekly, you can observe something here, that this is the weekly high that we see. There's a weekly high here, previous weekly high before price dropped. And this was the low before price began to, so we can use this as weekly low. But at the moment, what you can see is that there's a change of character to the downside. So this whole drop changed the bullish momentum. So we can see that the Euro USD is about to shift to the bearish market, is about to shift. So it's looking towards being bearish because of the structure that we see. Here, we can see that price rally up. Remember, this is the swing low, a drop. This is the massive momentum drop that we see that is controlling. So this is a retracement to all of this. So we are still in that verge of retracement. For instance, if I should put my fib here all the way down, you notice price actually break above 61, rejected at 78. That is the deep of it, the deep of that retracement. And then when price closed below 61, you see price closed below 61, that would have been a clean entry to sell because the market shifted. For instance, if you were doing this, this would have been an opportunity to say, okay, price closed below 61. And then what happened? Price tap into the structure. If you notice, there's a market structure here. So price tap into the structure, which is the weak high that was created. And what happened? The market tap into that and then drop. So you see a break down below 61 and then price pull back up and then drop. So what does that mean? It means that the market is bearish on the weekly. For me, it means that the market will still want to sell on the weekly. So there is a short opportunity here that the market is creating. For instance, you sold here, you'll be looking at price dropping to this low. And for me, I still feel that is what Euro USD is going to do. We're expecting price to drop to that low on Euro USD. So now it's already the trade is already activated on the weekly, but I'm not looking at trading it from the weekly. That's a lot of time to wait, you know what I mean? But that's what the direction looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually now shift to, since we can see that the weekly is a little bit bearish, although we have a bullish candle close of the previous week, but we can also see that if that happens, it means that price is going to pull back up to break the structure high. So until we see a change of character, a change of break of structure or character, we're not going to trade this. So Euro USD is still very skeptical in the market. There's no direction yet. It's neutral. Remember what I said, Euro USD is neutral. At the moment, there's no clear direction, but it's bearish, but the bearishness is not clear. So let's see what happened on the daily. Now, on the daily, we have a change of character. So we can see that the daily is bearish because the market broke the previous low and now is heading down. Okay, look at the change here. We have a change of character here when price pushed up. And then you would have been thinking, we're going to continue buying. But it failed to buy and then drop lower and lower. What happened again? A change of character. But if you have looked at the weekly of that behavior candle, you notice this is where it was. So here, the last week was bullish. The previous week before this candle was bullish, and the next one was bullish as well. Although price rallied up a little bit, but eventually closed lower. But now it wasn't strong enough. So we can see that the market was, the sellers was weakening. So they couldn't break this low. So it shows that they want to go higher to target this high. So that's what I'm looking at. But again, like I said, Euro USD is not it's not clear now at the moment. It's neutral. But if you look at the 4-hour, you could take some trade because it's responding to the GU momentum and behavior. So we can see sentimentally, both of them are looking at the same direction, but one of them is bearish and converting to bullish. The other one is neutral. So here we have a change of character, strong one. The market's pushed up because it drop, and then break structure, create market structure, break of structure. You'll be thinking, okay, I'm going to continue selling. No. It didn't give an opportunity to sell because if you look at the strategy, there was no way you would have been able to sell them. But there is another strategy that would have helped you to get into this trade, but not this. I'm not talking about that right now. Now, with these, we have price pushed up, and then we see price come back down. So this is a retracement of this major push on the 4-hour, okay? So we have this 4-hour, and we're looking at price pushing back in. Now we see price rejected as 50. So will they continue high? We're not sure. So what am I looking for on Euro USD? Two things. Number one, price may drop and then drop lower to 61 and then head back up. That can happen because the retracement we find here is not a good retracement at all. Okay, let me explain what I mean. At the moment, it may have given a reasonable retracement because if I shift it to, yeah, that's about what? It's 50. That's good. 50 retracement, getting to 50 is a good thing. So there's a possibility that the market will go up higher. But what we've seen is that two things. The market just broke above 61 with this bullish candle. So just like GU was behaving, and we want something that price will come back down to retest on this 51, 61 and head back up, then we'll buy. So otherwise, I would advise, do not try to buy it, but buy it because you see that this bullish momentum is strong and there's a change of character. This is 4 hour. It's always positive when you see things like that. So again, I'll be looking for long when price come back to that 61, and I'll be looking to target this high here, this high. Obviously, that's the last week high, the week high. So I'll be looking to target that high, and then I'll put my stop loss. So this trade may give me 1 to 3 risk to reward, which is fine, okay, because of that structure here, market structure here. So this is fine. I'll take it, or probably target the week high, the strong week high, which is the previous week high, not this one. So I can target that high and then expect price to get there, and that will give me 1 to 5, but it's not guaranteed. So in that position, I have to ensure that I put my stop loss in a very sensible area so that I will see the price go in that direction. So this is what I'm looking at on both pairs. So pay attention what time frame I'm using. Also pay attention to what I'm expecting that price would do on this pair. So I hope you enjoy this section. So now let me show you what I'm looking at on the fundamentals. Now, this is the fundamentals on Euro USD. Now, looking at this Euro USD fundamental report, COT data shows that Euro USD, based on COT data, that means the big guys who are ordering and making trades, we have that is almost 50-50. So US dollars is pushing and Euro is pushing, and they are all both in the same almost equilibrium. So that means that we are having consolidation, indecision. Market is struggling. The market is struggling within themselves. And if you look at the retail sentiment, you also see that the market is struggling. They are all struggling between themselves. You can see the market on the retail, 45% is long, retail 55% is short. So it's not a good number. What you want to see, or what we expect to see, is 60 against 40 at barest minimum, 60 against 40, and then we'll be able to look at a proper direction. Let me show you what GU is saying, for instance. Okay, now you can see that the bias is neutral, like I said. So you can see that the bias is neutral, and in the month of April, we have price really didn't do well in the month of April. Previously, based on seasonality, historically speaking, okay? So then we should be careful on how we trade Euro USD this year, this month, actually, this month of April. So let's look at GU. Now, looking at GU, again, we have a stronger conviction that the market will go in the direction that we anticipate, which is bearish or bullish, depending on the market. But right now, we're trying to buy the market and then sell it later. But look at what it says. Now, British pounds is strong because we have more people buying British pounds from the big guys. We have to focus on that. And guess what? It is 64%. 64%. Remember the numbers I just quoted to you. It must be 60 against 40. So we have 64% of this information. So that means 35% is shorting GU, while 64% is buying GU from the COD data. I'm talking about the big guys. These are what they're looking at this. And in reality, that might be the direction that the market will go, because even though it's looking bearish, all right, but we can see that there's a shift already between last week. There's a shift already in the British pounds. British pounds is rising. Now, what will be the end result? Well, we just look at the chart. That's why you have to combine this ideology, this information from the fundamentals, and then with your technical skills to be able to know which direction to trade. So as we see this, there is bit of confusion on both GU and Euro USD based on fundamentals. So, but technical will put you over. Now, we say we are looking to buy on GU, but this, you can see the structure is looking bearish. It's because we have a change of character that we are not looking forward to buy, because this is still the record that the fundamentals still have. But already the COT data that has been released is telling us that there is more push to there's more buy opportunity coming in on Euro, on GBP USD. And so that's what we're looking at. Okay, so I hope all is clear. You understand this. Now, I thought I wanted to go through all of this pair with you. Time will not permit me to do so. What I will encourage you to do is this. Listen, join the daily trade analysis that I have on my platform. If you join, it's called the Trading Lab. If you join the Trading Lab, you will be able to have access to my daily trades setup that I send on a weekly, on a daily, as the market changes, because the market is dynamic. As the market changes, you will be getting an update of what it takes. It only costs about $30 a month to be part of it. Let me show you what I'm saying. Here we go. Hold on there. Let me see. If you go to if you go to, where is it? Product page. Yeah. So let me just take the link here and copy him and just show you what I mean. Here, you come here. That's the link. You come here and you'll be able, the link is actually in the video description that you're watching right now. Okay. So if you come here, you can take the course and study about all the strategy that I've talked to, that I teach. They're all there. And also you can join the trading daily trade analysis and setups that I have for the week. This is monthly subscription. So that's all you need to do. But if you need one-on-one mentorship, get in touch or subscribe. Let me know, get access to it, and then I'll get in touch with you as well. We also have free courses for you to trade. If you're a beginner, you're just starting out, you don't know what to do, how to start trading, take the free course. It will help you great deal. Believe me, you'll be better off, way better off, and then ready to take the daily trade analysis that we set up, and also enjoy the further advanced course that we put out there for you. All right, I think that's it for now, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this section. So I will go through this one with my mentees tomorrow, and then we'll be able to look at the market in a different light. But for now, for those of you out there on YouTube and Facebook, this is it. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.